Yes, it's working now. Yeah. Okay. Just wait 1 second. May I check the look the video. Do you see YouTube channel is working? Yeah, it's Facebook Live and YouTube live stream. Both working now. Yeah, do you find the Facebook page of Huguenot Church? Yeah, you can check the live stream. I have my live stream.
Really cool.
You see this one. Oh yeah, this one. Live stream tab.
Let me check the computer. You see? It's working.
The mic system is Can you hear me? Can you hear me talking?
I can hear your voice.
Oh, yeah, okay. So, yeah, take that. So, I'm going to go fast. Yeah, I just stuck it.
Go this way.
Wherever you want. So there's that for you, there's this for you. I figured the acoustics are best for the performers. So if I stand here and talk, everyone in the church can hear me.
Okay.
Because of the way it's designed.
Okay.
So, but it's the same there too, so it's very comfortable. But I just figured they want some space, you know.
Gotcha. Okay, I'm gonna run to the bathroom and then get this show on the road.
Amazon, she's watching the live stream.
Okay.
You can't see her, she can only see you. That way they can see themselves.
There you go. Now you could see yourself. Good.
That's the way
Yeah, I could see you. Yeah, it's good. It's gonna move forward.
Thomas, so I was telling you, I just wanted to We are going to be getting started in a few minutes. If you just want to hang out, and we'll be right back. You know, I walked in and saw the crosses, and it was right after I was working here. Actually, it was about 5 months ago. So then I called around, and I called the website's number, and it's very small. Don't suck me in if you're gonna. If she's like, no, just come.
Right, yeah.
Come hang out. You'll say, you know, it's not like that.
Yeah, soft place to land.
Because I refuse to change my time. They allow you to be a member of the church instead of even knowledge. Okay, well, that's good. So I was like, all right, well, trust that. You know, you can do that. So Francis will pray, and
Okay, everyone's gonna stop crying.
so then when you're ready to get started, and after I go, it's only Mike. So
Right.
I'm cool. So
I got you.
I think it's going to be double close. And
That's it?
I've been encouraging that too.
Yeah, like, that's a little real though.
It's not, right?
Okay, cool.
And I'll show you the YouTube channel and stuff too.
Ooh, I see myself in it. Oh, they can see me.
I was really because the whole thing changed now because of money. Right. So I'm not going to be surprised if I'm going to pay and then I'll just go home. Then, I'll give you the easy ones. Yeah, she's absolutely beyond. Maybe some reading. What do you say? Generator? I think you're someone in charge. Oh, I mean, honestly, it was really impressive with Tim right now. Yeah. And we had, I was pushing for $10,000 to set up a media center for the projector. Yeah, that was just my mind. Yeah, it takes can't discuss anything for precision. Everything's so plugged into it. You don't forget to. I know. But I'm hoping, I got a lot of love. Who knows? Maybe we'll watch this video. Yeah, exactly. How are they going to say that? Well, feel free if you want.
least mine is. Oh, look, I just wanted to tell you I love you.
Is this first?
Yeah. We're on YouTube.
Yo. That's
We can trim it later.
This is one for the books. Open mic in a church. Hallelujah.
Yeah.
And make sure the big guy's here. We'll turn the light on.
That's
Is there a sign-up sheet somewhere?
No, but you're going.
Alright. I got one.
Just raise your hand and we'll call it.
No, I'm too shy for that. You're gonna have to just pull me out of my seat and throw me up on the pulpit.
Apparently I found it wrong.
You got a pen?
No, I do not.
After in the church?
Great.
Yeah, no, I'll raise my hand. That's fine.
Your name again?
My name's Tom.
Tommy.
Yeah.
Big T.
Alright, I'm cool with that.
Big. All right.
I'm cool with that. And, you know, when I came to your open mic in, I think it was January with Andrew, I promise you, the next time I saw you, then I'd read something.
Also, here we go. You know what? Now that I'm finished, you look familiar. We were outside when we spoke. Yeah. How are you?
Yeah, I'll put it in.
You look good. I'm real good. We just celebrated our wedding anniversary. So I'm excited.
I'm too shy.
Thanks, sir.
Absolutely.
We got the video going too. If you
No
want to say
need
hi.
to fear. Even if
I
you
was
don't,
working hard.
even if you don't hit the stage, it's just great to be around community. You know?
Yeah. And I mean, that entire setup, you guys are doing the show and everything, just like the community, it's absolutely insane. It's beautiful.
I appreciate that. I appreciate that. I think we found success because we lead with love.
Yeah.
So when people just come in, they feel that warmth, they feel that openness, and we've had a lot of first timers hit the stage, which I love.
Yeah.
I love a veteran, but it takes a lot of courage to do something for the first time. So I'm appreciative that people feel that vulnerable and open to share that with us.
Yeah. So I've been writing for a long time, and I've read stuff that I've written like in public before. Because Andrew and I, we did public speech debates when we were in high school. And there was this one particular tournament that we went to that had an original poetry category.
Nice.
And so like I took like 5 short poems and turned it into like an 8-ish minute piece that I read through while I was there. And like that was cool, but it's different sharing something that like the piece that I'm gonna read tonight. I wrote 14 years ago. It's emotional. Yeah, I only came across it just recently. I was
Also, you rediscovered it.
because I wrote it in Facebook notes, which no longer exists. But
I've lost so much stuff from that.
but it popped up in my memories.
Okay.
I was able to screenshot it,
Nice.
so now I have it.
Nice.
Yeah.
Oh, that's like a golden nugget you just found.
Yeah.
I'm excited. Can't wait to hear it. Super excited.
I
All
hope
right,
it doesn't
everybody.
suck.
I'm sorry.
No, it's not. I hope it doesn't suck.
Okay. Can everybody hear me okay? Yeah? In the back, you can hear me? All right, it sounds good. All right, everybody, so I just want to introduce myself for those who do not know me. My name is Maya the Poet. I'm a poet, spoken word artist, performer, host. I do what I got to do to get my bills paid. But I'm so excited to be here, joined with you all, celebrating Andrew, celebrating his transition into this next phase of his life. We're sending him off with love. We're sending him off with some Holy Spirit peace up in here. This is my first time hosting in a church. So this feels like really special, really, really important, holy kind of in a way. What we're doing here tonight is something that's not typical, right? When you hear open mic, you don't think of church pews, but here we are together, right? So we do have the open mic, which we're going to get to later on in the evening, but we're going to start with a few of our features. How does that sound? Okay. Yes. Listen, I feed off your energy, so the more energy you give me, the more energy I'll get back. So how does that sound, everybody? Okay, so this first performer that we have coming to the stage is a good friend of mine. This person is very expressive in their poetry, and they kind of take you on a journey. So please make some noise for my good friend, Jacob.
How's everybody doing? Yeah. All right. So So I'm going to do some new stuff. I'm not going to say the other word because we're in a church. So this first poem I'm going to read is called Overlooked. Tried to find an oasis in which I irrigated tears, and all I found was anger eroding my judgment. Mistrust amid the mornings where my insecurities drew shooters in my shivering subconscious, inebriated every sunrise until I lightened the darkness with milk and sugar, and even then I am still hollow. Sundown creeps around my window with sadness, directs the traffic swerving around my inadequacy. Concluding the night by aligning 5 green squares in the hopes that maybe I still have a way with words. But it's only now that they come to me. And only now that I am accepting ebbing and flowing of instability, flotsam and jetsam of disability. I've attended more funerals than I ever danced at weddings, and not even electric shocks can make profound trauma slide, shuffling through hallways and stairwells and tunnels, will bring me back to a thick fog where I thought I'd find love. I'm not okay with pretending to be okay at every moment, and I deplore the normalcy that comes with the pressure of hiding. I am always hiding while I am seeking. I am always seeking to find myself. I am always found somewhere. I am always where you last looked. Next poem is called Gutter Snipe. Feel free to sweep me out and displace me from my habitat like the gutter snipe whose humanity you ignore. I will emerge from destitution like dead leaves swept out of the very gutter you attempt to keep pristine. These remnants are merely completed missions of mirth brought forth by symbiosis in the air. You are not my master, and I will not submit to a stereotype for any currency you offer. I am a non-denominational preacher of equality, and darned if I will subscribe to magazines touting conformity. For the barrel of a gun is the real commodity promoted when beauty only rises above the skin, where tears roll down cheeks like streams upon the sand, and where the gutters disappear with the tide. I'm going to do one more. Relapse. 5-course breakfast where every serving is a shot of absolute vodka. My pain is absolutely drowning me in the same way my liver thirsts for water. Reminded of how my unstable emotions were once kept in vodka bottles, how it was much easier to reach for a swig over calling a friend. I fiend for alcohol the way pandas crave bamboo and enduring peace, drinking away the pain of life moving on without me, absorbing molecules, meandering abundantly. I haven't been this hurt to the point where my coffee would be offset by a gulp of vodka. Not even the absolute ads that hung on my walls led me into temptations of becoming a manic depressive lush. Wandering and wondering if there is a light at the end of my headaches. Wondering if my nausea makes enough of a sound that maybe the deer and squirrels in this forest can deliver me from inebriation's ire. Wondering if I'm capable of resisting temptation to treat my mouth like a bingo cage. Reminding me of what it was like to be 15 and clutching 40 ounces of beer. And in these instances, I need a safe place to scream into the heavens as my tears drain my hell.
That was amazing. Let's give it up again to Jacob, everybody. All right. So we're going to keep this train moving along. Ooh. Next, coming to the stage is, I call him my brother from another mother. He's amazing poet and artist and performer and educator. He helped me really get into this poetry scene here on Staten Island and is really an anchor in this community. So let's make some noise for my brother Thomas.
This is a quote from Donald Trump. Which one is a whale? They all bleed the same. It's not magic, just how you manipulate. Person, woman, man, camera, and TV. Which one is the whale? It's not the camera. But that's a whale of a TV you are watching, and I am a whale of a person to tell it in this whaled out body of a man, wailing to all the women in this hell. Not all magic is equitable magic. Which one is Houdini? He wouldn't rescue himself in this particular political climate. He would have been eaten by the whale. A modern day Harry Moby Dick Houdini Esquire. Rescuing is not part of the American dream. But we are trapped. Lots of rope, lots of poets hanging from cranes in straitjackets, wondering which ones are the whales. Car, building, hydrant, homeless, and cop. Which one is the magic? Which one is the top hat? Where's the bunny? How many hops can you pull from a rabbit's eyes before you take its ability to get away? This is the new magic. Taking away. Taking which one? Taking is the whale. Away is the magic. Cognitive tests dance in the harsh light of the bloated, blistering, whales beating orange heart. Houdini sits at a table next to his favorite bookcase near the inner side shelf of the whale's inner stomach blubber. Pulls out a book, 1001 Ways to Stay Put. True magic. The whitest of whales. So, I don't even know what that poem means, so it's fantastic.
You liked it?
I just like saying whales a lot. I just want to say, Andrew, thank you for always providing a space, even on your going away party. You're like, I can't make it about me, I need to make it about other people to share their words. So thank you so much, Andrew, and we wish you the best of luck. I know it's going to rain tomorrow, and we wish you safe travels. Has everyone seen The Empire Strikes Back? We kind of know what happens. I hope there's no spoiler here, but if there is, I apologize. From the perspective of Luke Skywalker's hand, this is what letting go feels like. From responsibility into the great beyond, I am a motivational pillow slogan. Happiness is letting go of what you can't claim. I am still one with the force. Floating pules, pulse, palm, suture, becoming body. I no longer hold a weapon. I am the weapon. I am unburdened. Happiness is letting go of what you think you ought to be. I am a t-shirt slogan. I am original dark charcoal art print, original black and white dreams that stare back at you in force, ghost form, celebrating. I am the only one that raises me now.
Yes.
All right, I have 3 more. Thank you. How I scurry when I drop pills. A carnival game. Who can find the most pills behind the dresser? Who can find the most loss? As you rack up the points, you lose the point that it's okay to let go, to not always hang on to all you know from what you have been told you know. Maybe if you cleaned behind the dresser, maybe if you cleaned behind the depression and took care of yourself, you wouldn't have to Pac-Man around every corner looking for found, escaping. What can you really find? You, a snare drum taps. I just have 2 more. Thank you. Sorry for the, My mouth is an impromptu graveyard. My dentist said that I am so stressed out they can see it in my gums. Bulbous pink protuberance forming below the gum line, excavation, bludgeoning place particles, hoping you will add to the empty plots of smiles. When I was dating an anchor, they made sure to latch onto the seaside jawline, horror horizon hinged by a threading chance might save us. I have lost many a teeth thinking about how many you have spent. Time is a tooth I need dental insurance to replicate. Losing time makes me think of my mother, how my teeth will survive way longer than body in this dental plot of land. I have been cleaning out her memories and throwing away her life for all the neighbors to see her. The pallbearers take away her piece by piece every Wednesday and Saturday. A suburban funeral. And I have 1 more. Taking your own. We always hear about the quick ones, the blade running across the edge of a building with pills for windows. But we never talk about the slow suicides, where someone is too powerless to take their own, so they take their want of death as far as their will lets it. When their brain says this is the way, starving yourself to feel your body lift is a slow suicide. The way a disease can tell you to go is a slow suicide. When I want to die is a mantra you can't help but want to help them pull the plug to see them lift away. What I have learned from this is that I need to take my own life and try to create something better. I will not give up what my mother has given me, my voice. Thank you.
That boy good. No, that was beautiful. Thank you, Thomas, so much for sharing that. Okay, next on the list is me. All right. Thank you so much. So I am going to do a few poems, if that's all right with you.
Yeah.
Okay. So the first poem I'm actually going to do is called Ode to Staten Island. I'm sure like many of you, I'm born and raised here in Staten Island on the North Shore. And growing up, I kind of had a love-hate relationship with the island. But as I've matured and grown, I've embraced it more. I found a new appreciation and love for this borough. So this is Ode to Staten Island. Beautiful black people abide upon these shores, an island we call home, a community of open doors. Draped in pride in spite of being otherized, with purpose we stand tall when they tell us to hide. A mosaic of melanin, oral histories passed on, so tell a friend. Very seldom given an option, so resilience is evident. Our roots, longer than Forest Avenue, the same street paved upon enslaved burial grounds, but who knew? Our laughter carried upon the wind, joyful as we watch our round-cheeked children. Staten Island, home to beautiful parks so shady, community gardens, and the Kwanzaa lady. Staten Island, where the divine nine-step occupy the block and mask serve to protect. Staten Island, where the African-American parade strolls through, full of color and culture, vendors, and good food. We reside on the North Shore, some descendants of Sandy Ground. They wouldn't bury the blacks with white, so we created the Frederick Douglass Memorial Burial Grounds. Staten Island, for sure we be wildin', making our mark from St. George and all the way up Highland. Our stance be too tall. Come and see our mural of rap legends on the Woo Wall. A second home to Liberians. Park Hill resides the West Africans, and we be feeling them. Staten Island, we birthed the resistance. We shall say his name in honor of Eric Gardner and curse the man who killed him. Staten Island, where art and culture are experiencing a renaissance. You couldn't pay me to be ashamed of where I'm from. Survivors, thrivers, immigrant cab drivers, teachers, preachers, homemakers, and fashionistas, activists, artists, regular Joes, and the such. May the waves that crash over this island bless all of us. Thank you. That was my ode to Staten Island. Okay, so this next piece is called Jumbled Thoughts. My thoughts string along like thin, loose necklaces knotted together, beautiful but frustrating. The beginning and end of the sparkling strands are unknown. Pieces of hooks and clasps mend into one big mess. Hoops and links fastened around the necks of my mind. I am adorned with 24 carats of suffocation, gold-plated procrastination, inherited heirlooms, twisted trinkets of unfinished thoughts. Thank you. Okay, so this is my final piece. I want to dedicate this to my good friend Andrew. We're going to miss you, but we're also going to pop up on you and just know, like, your Staten Island family, we're not too far behind. So this poem I entitled, Farewell Friend. Real good people are hard to find. Harder to find than a lost TV remote sandwiched in between thick couch cushions. Harder to find than Waldo in those overpopulated people puzzles. Harder than finding motivation to clean on a lazy Sunday afternoon, or motivation to clean at all. But when you do find them, and you click, and you connect, and you collaborate, and you build community, and you realize, wow, my life has been enriched by this person being in it. Guess what? They move. And I'm not talking about down the block. I'm not talking about one bus line over. They move to a place my 290 Metro card can't reach. They move who talk slowly and sit on porches. They move to a place that doesn't have a corner store or a cat in the corner store that sits on the bread. They move to a place that has clean air and fresh water, trees for days and sun rays. What a dump. See, what happens is real good people have the nerve to fall in love with other real good people and create a life of their own. And that life takes them up, and away from us. Real good people are hard to find and even harder to keep. We love you, Andrew.
Thank you, Maya.
He's threatening me, y'all.
I'm threatening all of you.
All right, everybody, enough with the sappy, soapy stuff. Okay, coming to the stage next, we have, drum roll please. He put his real name this time.
Cinnamon.
Let's give some love for Dennis.
I prepared a lovely sermon for you tonight. Let the church say,
Amen.
Amen.
Let the church say, "A women."
Amen.
My left knee hates poetry. Readings, open mics, it's always a fight. Getting my left knee to cooperate requires diplomacy. But if we sit too long at the negotiation table, the situation worsens when it's time to stand up. My left knee hates to take steps toward any poetry event outside the comfort of Zoom. Virtually everywhere I go, if the venue requires me to be clothed from the waist down, my left knee has a problem. My left knee has no respect for the Staten Island poetry scene. My left knee only cares about its own comfort. My left knee, if it were more like my right knee, we'd be all right. My left knee is wounded, butt hurt, a pain in the aspartame, containing an active ingredient which causes an analgesic effect, relieving discomfort. I tread lightly when it comes to my left knee. It gives me grief. We're in the bargaining stage. I coax and cajole. I promise ice packs and adhesive pads which produce a warming sensation. Yet an uneasiness remains, so I resort to distraction. Offer my left knee a window seat on this poetic journey. Observe all the sights worth seeing. A sign listing rules of conduct on the Staten Island Railway. It prohibits restriction of free movement. I see two people wearing chains as an accessory, one around the waist, the other around the neck. A man with a clipboard sports an orange reflective vest. He's guarded by another man armed with a weapon in a side holster. My left knee and I, in a rare display of bipartisanship, agreed to move away swiftly. The only thing my left knee hates more than poetry is being in close proximity to a gun. The Mandela effect. The Mandela effect. The Mandela effect. It keeps coming and going. Memories only a few can recall. Monopoly's mascot wearing a monocle. Some swear their childhood, Little Debbie's Cosmic Brownie, featured a differently decorated constellation pattern. It keeps coming and going, flashbacks, leaving the neighborhood where people look like me in search of better quality food. The grass was greener on the other side of the red line. The meat was meatier, and the land where veggies and fruit would loom in abundance, many remember it as a cornucopia in the logo. It keeps coming and going, drought, elephants in search of a watering hole, no different from looking for equity, affordable housing, and yellow bananas. I've yet to unlock why bananas at Key Food on the North Shore ring up as 89 cents a pound, while 5 bananas at Trader Joe's on the South Shore total up to 95 cents. These Civil War reenactments keep playing out. It keeps coming and going. Pockets, locations, areas plagued by the Mandela effect. Some remember it as a food desert. Others say it's food apartheid. This final poem, I believe the organization that you're doing is called Breaking Free. Break Free. So this is a poem about something that I'm trying to break free from. Why do we buy things online we don't need? I'll wait, tell me. Okay, you won't tell me, I'll tell you. Free shipping. There's something about things being free. I've been trying to get free all my life. It's easier for me to die, but I keep trying to be free. Give me Liberty Mutual or give me TurboTax. Whichever one is the one with the slogan, free, 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 free. Because that's how I need my shipping. Free, 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 free. Life is better with free. I don't even like to hold my audience captive. Give us free teriyaki chicken samples over by aisle 17. Handed out by an indoor hibachi operating supermarket employee. Served on bricks or pierced with toothpicks. Free taste testing can quell a Black Friday protest. The shopper doubt consumed too much, methinks. The other day, my online shopping cart got away from me. I chased it all around the screen, from window to window. I intended to only be a browser, but then free shipping. I'm addicted to free shipping. So much so, I've built up a tolerance to Amazon Prime. Their free shipping doesn't get me high anymore. That's how I ended up with a bad habit internet site called Etsy. A dark part of the web for people who will buy anything as long as it includes free shipping. I'll order stuff I don't need just to qualify for free shipping. I no longer base my cyber purchases on size, brand, quality, or best price. I simply roll the dice, click on an item, close my eyes, make a wish, and hope to land on the parking space known as free shipping. It wasn't until Etsy sent me my digital receipt that I even realized what I purchased. COVID-19 at-home tests with do-it-yourself built-in colonoscopy kit. Body butter made with real butter. And the name of the product is, I can't believe it's body butter made with real butter. Make America Great Again, made in China, red, black, power, and green, Negro League baseball caps. most shocking item. Eggplant emoji shaped light switches. I don't need eggplant emoji shaped light switches. I don't even need light switches. But hey, free shipping.
I feel like, and finish, you just called me out. You know, like, you know that late after hours Amazon binging buying? Am I the only one? No. Okay. I see there's some other eggplants up in here. All right, so we have the man of the hour coming to read some amazing poetry for us. He is the reason for the season and the reason we are all here. So please, if you can, let's make some noise. Get to your feet. We have
I'm so unprepared. So before I read, I want to thank everyone for being here. There's personally something I can say about each person here that changed my life, but the poets here are here for a reason. So just bear with me because my brain's a little weird. I was in a really dark place and I went to an open mic, and Thomas showed me that my poetry can be used to heal in my recovery. I had lost my business and I lost everything, and Jacob invited me to be part of a literary collective. It got me going again. I was in a really dark place and I wasn't leaving my house, and Maya created a space that I could come out to and feel love and be healed. Ashley couldn't make it today. Ashley taught me how to live unmasked and how to stop hiding my mental illness, that I don't have to be ashamed. And Dennis taught me I could fight the system of my poetry. But he also taught me I can make people laugh with it too. So I am so indebted to you all. I truly love you with my whole heart. I wish you the best. And, you know, my mom's probably going to yell at me for this, but everyone in this church is invited to come visit. That is a threat. So, without further ado.
Before you start, I'd just like to welcome you all to a new and reformed church. And I would say that Andrew's been on this history now for over a year. And through his efforts on Facebook and Instagram and via live stream, he has brought this church into the 21st century.
I don't know if many people know this story, but I had gotten burned. I got saved in 2019, and I got involved with this center that basically completely took advantage of me, and I got involved with another church that I found out didn't align with my views, but acted in a certain way as to make me think they did. I didn't know where to go. I wanted to find a place to feel safe. I found this church online after talking to someone, and I called the number, and it was Pastor Terry. And I was like, don't tell me it's about something that it's not. Like, what are you guys doing? Because I'll come, but I don't want to get mixed up again. He's like, relax, just come. So I didn't. But 2 weeks later, I did. And everyone who knows me knows I love the Templar Cross, and I walked in here and I saw it everywhere. And I knew I was home. So I really love this place. If anyone's interested, service is 10:15 on Sunday. We're welcoming, we're accepting, we love you. Please come. And I'll be in the electric box. But I should also thank Arnie for helping me out with this party, and I really have to thank Eric and Terry Troya for teaching me what service means, because it ain't easy. You think it is, but it's not. So thank you. This poem is called Cosmic Indifference. It seems that in its search for eternal balance, my brain has decided that for every time I feel good, I must feel equally and oppositely bad. Whenever I get to a point where I can let my consciousness surrender my control, I have noticed that my subconscious steps right in to retake it. If I wrote an old-timey diary, I'd be diagnosed with bipolar. In the morning, it would say, I think I can do this. In the evening, it would say, you didn't and you can't. An unkind mind will make you wonder if all of your accomplishments exist or if they are just an elaborate effort of manipulating memory so that when you go to sleep at night, you are able to say that everything is okay. Poetry helps me communicate because poetry allows me to write how I think. And my mind is poetry. I think all of our minds are poetry. I think that by practicing poetry, we are practicing knowing ourselves and sharing important lessons to those we love. I think that by practicing appreciating poetry, we can practice appreciating others, learning to speak to listen and not to speak back. I think poetry can be a wonderful escape from mental illness because now I'm thinking about poetry instead. I have accidentally felt so much that I can't feel anything else until the next wave of anxiety has me feeling fear. I feel this indifference eroding the corners of my soul. Maybe the thoughts of others wouldn't be so hard to decipher if we thought of them as poems. Maybe then their screams into the void could be appreciated by those who understand, care, and may even have enough energy to do something about it. Maybe they're screaming because it's not okay out there. I feel like we all see mental illness against this backdrop of a world that is normal. We measure ourselves by what the average person does or what we are told they are expected to do. We deride ourselves for being unable to function in this normal world with its normal people and its normal norms, and then we look in the mirror and we say, everything is okay. Because we can't say, I don't know how to address any of my problems within the current mental health care system. Because I can't tell if it's broken, I am broken, or if me getting better in the eyes of this world and society actually means I've broken myself beyond repair. I feel like we need to remember how sick the world is without taking that upon ourselves. Alas, we are mentally ill. I have accidentally felt so much that I can no longer continue this poem. And I got one left. This was actually inspired by Maya's open mic. I think third, fourth month in. I read that one. Conspiracy theories. What if all the horrible things we do to ourselves, in our minds and in our hearts, are to keep us from realizing how much we love our lives and how afraid we are to lose them? What if all the anger we have towards people who bastardize the things that we stand for is really just confusion about how the things we stand for could hurt people? What if all the fear we have about everything being okay is really a fear that everything is okay right now, but I still don't feel okay? My favorite conspiracy theory is that everybody is going to be okay. A line from social media that's stuck in my mind, that plays over and over again in my heart. What if the world was filled with people who loved you but didn't know how to say it? Because we are so sick, and because it is so hard to get better, but we love you. A line from social media made things better. My second favorite conspiracy theory is that social media is making things better. I don't know about you, but I think that, he said in that guy in the truck video voice, I think that whenever I see my people post about struggling, I wish they knew that I was grateful not to feel so alone. I wish they knew that when they are brave enough to share about their pain, addiction, or mental health issues, it gives me the strength to communicate my own. I wish they knew how hard it was to push through some days without the anxiety overwhelming my ability to function. but that I miss them, and I wish I had the mental and emotional bandwidth to reach out. I wish they knew that sometimes I fantasize about winning the lottery so that I could take care of everyone I love before retiring to my tiny home, farm animal rescue sanctuary with my beautiful wife and no more than 2 children. I wish they knew I would fix every one of their problems if I could, and I wish I could support them all better and still manage to support myself, but that I can't. And sometimes that breaks my heart. I wish I knew how to tell them all how much I love them without making it weird. I wish they knew that when I pray, I thank God for them. I'm not sure I would think all of those things without social media. I think it's making me better. I think everyone is going to be okay. Thank you. It was at the open mic, but Ashley
Okay.
inspired.
All right, everybody. Have you enjoyed our feature? So this is the open mic part of the open mic. So we do it with a list. We don't have a list, so we're gonna do it. Take it back to school. Raise your hand if you'd like to perform. Over here and over here. There was one more person. Okay. So we'll have you go first, and then Alexandra, you want to go next? All right, and then we'll move on to the next segment. What's your name? Makeda. Welcome to the stage, Makeda, everybody.
This was based on an experience when I was on the bus, and it upset me a lot more than I kind of realized. The cruelty of man. They planted lavender along the center of the bus lane for the passengers and all to see, and the earth to breathe. A man crossed in the middle of the streets where there were no lights to stop me, and he treated the flowers as a stepping stone to get to the other side of the road, only getting there after he checked to make sure there were no cars. He got to work on time, and the lavenders paid the price. And the second one is dedicated to the best pizza delivery guy in the world, Andrew. Staten Island friendship. Pizza is an ordinary dish. We ate 2 slices brought by you, and it was delicious.
Listen, she said short, sweet, and to the point, okay? I like a woman who knows what she got going on. All right, so coming to the stage next, let's make noise for one of the creators of Break Free Foundation and a great poet, artist, and author herself. Make some noise for Alice, everybody.
Thank you. First and foremost, thank you so much, Maya, and for everything that you do for the community as an artist and as my favorite host for Break Free so far.
Bring me back.
As well as to Andrew for everything that he's done for the community as an activist and recovering out loud, what he does for Break Free, and what he's done for this wonderful parish. This is an excerpt from my book that I've been working on called Cog and the Machine. And let's see how it goes. I've polished it up since I last read it at That's Right, Open Mic. I find it profoundly difficult to talk about my mother. Whenever the question comes up during interviews, I avoid it like the fucking plague. Even now, I am dreading this one-way conversation, wondering if I should just keep quiet or finally, for once in my life, just speak my mind. I wouldn't say that we are strange or that we have a bad relationship, I love my mother, and I think I understand her as much as I can, but I've often felt abandoned by my mother, like I am standing on a sandy shore, and there's nothing around me but the sand and the sea, and you can't tell the sky from the ground. My mother has experienced grief and has never healed from it. She lost her mother and her husband within 6 months of one another, and then for nearly a decade, the losses just kept piling up. The only happy childhood memories I have of my mother is of her yelling at me and being disappointed in me. My mother was the disciplinary, and my father was the fun one. My mom served as the one who would cuddle up with you when you're sick, and someone you could talk to about almost anything. But my mother is sick. She suffers from seasonal depression, anxiety, and OCD. She struggles with body dysmorphia. Her frail frame served as the ideal body type, one that even after I had developed a severe disordered eating, I could never attain. It pains me to have so many tools in my toolbox and to fail time and time again to convince her to get the help she so desperately needs. I have pleaded with her to attend support groups, one-on-one therapy, or to just talk to her doctor about her bouts of depression and the physical manifestation of her anxiety. I will never forget how she turned to me in the hospital bed and how she said it wouldn't be fair for her to die of a heart attack and to leave me and my brothers all alone. Only it wasn't a heart attack. It was anxiety manifesting in physical form as an anxiety attack. And yet, despite all of this, she was still in denial. Growing up, we never spoke about mental health. I thought depressed was simply just being sad, and being anxious was being nervous. I didn't realize that these were medical ailments that could be treated by medicine and overseen by a doctor. So watching my mother struggle like this, I could never put my finger on what it was. I just knew it wasn't normal. Just like I knew it wasn't normal for me to be having panic attacks about being afraid to die, or desiring to die because I so desperately wanted to get off of the mountain and away from my home. Why do we have to die? I've spent a normal amount of time thinking about my eventual untimely demise. How will it happen? Will it be peaceful, surrounded by friends and family, or sudden and unexpected? My first exposure to death was through the Catholic Church and through communion, confronting the fact that we will all one day perish, and that never really sunk in until my grandmother was dying, and I was surrounded by that stale scent of popcorn and oatmeal and visits that I never wanted to attend, to see a grandmother who could never quite remember who I was, but had a vague idea that I looked kind of like how she did at that one point in time where time doesn't even matter anymore. I prefer to not see the loss coming. As I write this, the man who has been my grandfather is dying. He has now since passed. And I never got to know either of my biological grandfathers. But when I think of home, I think of Pete and I think of Barb's tea. I think of my spot on their couch and hearing Pete's sage advice for the sound of the birds chirping and the rare sighting of their 2 skittish cats. For the swaying of the porch string and Barb's warm hugs, the sound of their laughter. If I close my eyes, I can see the layout of their house vividly. And for a moment, I am transported to a time where they're both well, where Pete hasn't died, and where everything just is. Thank you.
That was beautiful. I love when people are able to just come up here and be vulnerable. Listen, life is not always peaches and creams, but poetry is a great tool used to express ourselves and kind of let that out. All right, we got another guest. This is Tom, right?
Yep.
Big T.
here decaying in the hot sun, I wonder. I was accepted by someone on the brink of becoming one with them, when suddenly I was spit out, back into the cup because I wasn't quite the right level of sweet. And I sit and wait, alone. There's little chance someone else accepting me, because I'm no longer the full juicy grape I once was. I'm now becoming half a raisin, and I'm stewing in this slimy fruit ichor. I am the pineapple piece. I was the first to be removed from the cup and consumed, being the first to be deprived of my structure, but also the first to begin structure anew with the person who consumed me. I escaped the fruit cup, and am quickly replaced with more, because pineapple seems to be the fifth. I am the cherry. I am a rare find in the never-ending fruit cup, which would normally spike desire. However, if I remain hidden, I won't risk being consumed, or even worse, tossed aside like Mr. Half-Eaten Grape. I sit in the fruit cup hiding my identity until I feel comfortable enough to come out. But spending all my life worrying about becoming the half-eaten grape who is tossed aside will eventually just leave me rotten and alone. I am the orange chunk. I am the lifeblood of the fruit cup. I am tasty and sweet and abundant. Most people can have me, but few people want me, and instead consume me out of boredom or to find the better fruits. So even when consumed, I'm just a consolation prize. I am the cup itself. You take me for granted, expect me to always be there, holding the fruit together in a tangible, predefined space. One day I vanish, and life turns upside down. Why do people fail to realize the importance of the cup in the fruit cup? But quite honestly, I am the eggplant. I have no worldly business in a fruit cup. People question me and why I'm here. All I know is that I'm different, and others make that quite apparent. Why I'm here, I don't know. But regardless, I'm human, just like the rest of you.
I don't know about y'all, but that fruit cup poem made me hungry again. Okay, just a raise of hands. We have one. Anybody else? Okay, sir in the back, would you like to come up? Yes, sir. And then we have two more people. All right, so hang tight. These are our last three performers. Let's give it up for them.
Artie, you want me to turn on the mic?
So, my name's Ronnie Madison. Grew up in Tottenville. Went to LA Couple Christians, Catholic church. And then I fell in love with a girl this was a church. She was baptized here. So, in 1980, I was married here. But I had already known that my kids were going to be Catholic. My wife and I had made an agreement that we'd get married in this church, but our children would be Catholic. So when we were engaged, we were like, I just took it for granted that I would come here like I did when we were going steady on Christmas and Easter. But then all of a sudden we got engaged, and they said, oh, by the way, we're going to get married in my church, and the kids are going to be my religion. And I looked at my wife and I said, I don't think we're getting married. So it was a tough time. But then we made our agreement. So we got married here. Life was beautiful. My son was born. And he was baptized in the Catholic Church by the same priest that was here when we were married, along with the pastor Rich Wyatt. So when now I become a fireman. And when I was, my second child was born, we didn't get her baptized right away. And I said to my wife, I said, well, we're going to get her baptized. She goes, oh, I want to talk to you about that. Lindsay's going to be in my church, and Lindsay and Arnie are going to be raised in my church. Well, for all you historians out there, you ever hear of the Crusades? Well, now I have the Crusades in my young marriage. And I came close a couple times just saying, throwing it away, just saying, it ain't worth it. Because my roots were so deep in my religion. And like I said, I was a lector for years. I had been the altar board, I had altar board, and I felt betrayed But I still came to this church in those years on Christmas and Easter when we were going steady. But now, the same pastor that married us here, I invited him over to the house. Because he knew about the agreement that I had with my wife. And in front of him, I let it out. We had like a counseling session. And I was in tough shape. But I went to visit my mother, and I asked her for advice. My mother looked me in the eye. I had already gone to the priest. The priest looked at me and said, well, you got yourself into this mess. We're going to do anything. So I told my mother, and my mother looked at me and said, do you love her? And I said, yes, I do. So she goes, then let her raise the kids in her religion, and everything will be all right. And that's what we did. So we ended up having 4 children, and they were all in this church. The next 3 were baptized here. They all 4 of them went to preschool, went to Bible school here. Some of their teachers are in the audience tonight. I loved the Catholic Church, but I've never been loved by a church like I've been loved by this church. And if you would have asked me in 1984, you see the cracks on the walls they come out. I thought the cracks were from me. All right, walking in here, not even wanting to come in. But the people in this church over all these years have just made it an honor to step into these doors. And you know what? You know, one of my heroes growing up was Hank Williams. And Hank Williams had many addictions. He was born with problems with his back. They had him on pills even back then, and because of the pills, he also was into drinking. So he had many addictions. But he was also one of the greatest songwriters of all time. And he died at the age of 29. And our birthdays were the same. September 17th. So it was like I always felt a bond with him. And he wrote love songs, he wrote all kinds of songs about betrayal and things like that, but he wrote love. And his mother used to travel with him, and in the mountains of Pennsylvania, going down, heading towards Virginia, before they had Route 80 and things like that, they were coming around a hill, and in their little bus van, his mother saw the lights from a new town, and she says, Hank, I see the light, I see the light. And he took that phrase, and he ended up writing a song called I Saw the Light. And this is the song. And I tell you, it just shows that same gentleman who wrote Amazing Grace, it's like a sea captain. And if you ever listen to that song real close, this is like a country, Amazing Grace. I walked in so aimless, life filled with sin. I wouldn't let my dear Savior in. And Jesus came like a stranger in the night. Praise the Lord, I saw the light. I saw the light. I saw the light. No more darkness, no more night. Now I'm so happy, no sorrow inside. you.
That was beautiful. Okay, so we have our final two performers. We had sis right here, straight. You want to go last? Okay, brother in the hat, what's your name? We got Felix. Make some noise for
Felix.
A poet never dies on paper. The politeness of an overwhelming wisdom learns us liberation and freedom to be antonyms. The grief of being entitling breath to color, the moments, gossipers of understanding. The construct of beauty is never faithful to the abstract. A smile, unrefined, the thirst for belonging once verbalized surrenders the grace of deft wonder. A poet never dies on paper. A rumor, being the truth to those within quiet rooms, suffering is the personal prison of the brave. Unafraid of an opalescent nothingness, time consecrated the sacred, understand self-love to be a burial for insecurities. Unrefined means unrecognized potential. The metapsychology of the impoverished, the thrift-bare offerings of bread and water, laid proudly at the altar of the unbelief. We are more than what we lack, but a collective of confidence and confidence schemes, drought and overflow, ambassadors of absence. I die daily. I die daily. Me, myself, I pride myself in understanding grace to be a charismatic movement, ritual and malady, grief and praise, birth definition, and the search for meaning. To improvise, breathing with purpose, lends fortune and joy, convocation, if you will. We are never history studied until gone and made to wonder without legibility. To convene around the fire within is giving light to legacy, one word after the other. So this is a favorite of Thomas's. This is about the time I said this is about the time I said I can't breathe. When breathing is an act of resistance. Breathing is an act of resistance. The life given to revolutions coming and gone. The breath coursing through lungs promised not to another. The undertaker of nightmares, the conduit for all achievements. When all seems still, understand why we breathe. We move, glide into the vacuum of space. Where the 10-toed planet firm and taking flight in dreams when distance grows between truths being lived aloud. Progress is made. Let us prepare. Let us prepare to fail aloud. Our fires to be reduced from overwhelming to diminishing to entirely overcome. We are gatekeepers. We are the love others seek for them. We are shipwrecks but still discoverable. We are poets with fortunes in our eyes more than ever fathomable. We are our truths lived aloud. We are the communities we want, built for those to bitter patter after us. We are the legacies we write to hold space for us in our absence. When all seems lost and gasping between cries, look for correction in the words of poets past and present to remind you how to breathe when you want to give up. Refuse to see yourself as nothing at times to weather the storm. All to do is live, so live with the understanding that when all seems too dark to endure, breathing is an act of resistance. And I stop talking. Okay, so I'm formerly incarcerated, right? So this is my experience, third person experience waking up at Rikers as a pacifist and already going through my own PTSD. Emergency alarm blaring, or is it just his internal clock is accustomed to waking up right before on the child punctuates the atmosphere, punctures the heart? How is this the reality he lives when he tried so much to not be a product of his environment? With shame, tears well up, but this isn't the time or space. Teeth clenching to keep the madness out. Like, darn, he thought if he postponed letting the hell within, he could return back to the dream that he doesn't know if it existed. Possibly nightmares at best, and at worst an overwhelming darkness that lives as swirls of green, blue, and black. Those are the colors behind eyelids, not yet deaf to surrender. No one is the wiser. Silence is a soundscape. Hearing the melody, eyes are kept closed while the gospel that his heartbeat plays out fully authentically. Relationships with ego and anger are the foundation for the motion all around. Where there is no relationship with faith, there is hope. And when there is no relationship with hope, there is another day, of the 5 to 9, the 5 a.m. to 9 p.m. grind to suffer through. He can't wait until he can't wait until he can do it as he pleases. Imagine being on the cusp of either a breakdown or breakthrough and holding yourself back because the day might bring with it more trauma to have to heal from. Nothing but ugliness awaiting once awakening, present in the physical, but of soul so vacant. It's a jungle outside the prison of his mind, but then again, is there a reality? Is there really a difference between the scenery and the neighborhood he came out of? Everything he remembers of what and who was left behind is the present but magnified, is in the present but magnified 1,000 times. Concrete, pastel shade, color palette, barbed wire, and met potential questions abounding over if there exists any redeeming social value. Pipeline since preschool. If it wasn't for breath work, there'd be no way he could keep cool. Good thing a mother's prayers reach beyond the wall. There's a world beyond the bars. A passport being the imagination on the back of his eyelids. Poetry saved my life. And the flashback of the gun blast never exited the barrel that brought me to pain. A hard head kept me awake, into and out of consciousness, but I'm still here. Thank you.
All right, everybody. So we have our final poet performer. Is that, I'm gonna ask you, Lucille, is that okay? All right. What's your name? All right, everybody, let's make some noise for our second to last performer, Veronica.
Hey, listen, if you got poems, say them out now. I'm just saying.
This is how you know I love Andrew. This is a gift for Andrew, because I'm really shaking.
You got this.
Yeah. As a context, I used to write a lot, and since getting sober, it's really hard to get your creative juices back when you're used to using booze to loosen up. So I just dug these out of my phone now, haven't looked at them in over 2 years. They don't all have titles either. Artists have working hands, working for something bigger than me, working for something smaller than me, making bigger. Artists' hands beat up for the greater good. What happens when the greater is not good? All my stuff is really short, so you're not going to leave you anticipatory pauses. Maybe 2 more. The stairs don't seem to creak as much anymore, or even at all as the way they did creeping up at 16. The glow of the light, much softer, that got me through. If they didn't know then, they won't know now. Death has a funny way of adding an exclamation point to the sentence that was your life. And this is an ode to everyone else who read, although it was written, but poets are photographers that capture feelings. They freeze a moment, print it on paper, and leave it behind for the world to see in black and white.
All right, everybody, we have a special treat. We have 2 sibling poets who are going to close us out for the night. So let's make some noise for the youth. All right, so Lucia, I'm so sorry. Lucia is going to read her poem. She's a little nervous, but we want to send her some positive vibes. So okay. All right. Lucia is 12 years old. I was 9 when I started doing poetry, and that was 20 years ago. So it starts with the youth. We have to encourage them, give them these platforms, and Public speaking and poetry will be able to take you so far in life. So remember this moment and remember that this is just the beginning, okay?
Right.
You're gonna do great.
Yeah.
So I've been learning at school about American Indian boarding schools, and I was very upset about the way that it was handled, and I wrote a poem about it. So yeah, we are all illegal, but why can't we be equal? How can you sleep at night when you know it's not right? There was assimilation in our nation. Native American boarding school was not cool. You don't belong and you don't get along. You strip us from our culture and don't tip us. You can hear them wailing for their mommies, but you just cover their bodies. Trauma for a diploma. Children calling for their mama just so you can slaughter their daughter. We are all illegal. They are human and you're not cool, man. I'm not your tool, nor your fool to rule. Not your mule. Strip us away from our culture, you vulture, the torture. We are all illegal.
They say out of the mouth of babes, right? Out of babies, out of the children will be able to bring messages that sometimes even adults we can't even process. But it's out of their mouths that they're seeing the truth, which I'm glad that they learned in school and they're able to express themselves. So let's give another hand. All right, and our final poet performer for tonight, we want to make some noise for Lucia's brother, who is ready to do his poem. Are you ready?
Give me a minute.
Oh, he said give me a minute.
Stop!
All right, it's time for me to song. It's time for me to song.
I'm ready.
It's time for me to song. It's time for me to song. Are you ready? My feet hurt and she's healed. Are you ready? You know what? While he's getting ready, we'll give him a quick minute. I want to invite everybody to my show. So it was touched upon earlier today, but I'm the host as well as Thomas in the back. We have That's Right Open Mic. So can I extend an invitation to you all?
What's the next one?
I'm about to tell you. April 4th is our open mic, but I like to do a little call and response. So when I point to you, I want you to say, that's right, 1, 2, 3. That's right. We have an open mic. That's right. You know the rhymes be tight. That's right. It ain't no walking spot. That's right. We taking off a fly. That's right. Come up and blaze the church. That's right. No matter your race or age. That's right. We here to make a wave. That's right. We gotta say or pray. That's right. I'm here to spit a word. That's right. That hit you never heard. That's right. Surprise to the birds. That's right. Art for the people, how it should be served. That's right. So again, our next show is Thursday, April 4th. That is a Thursday night. Doors open at 7. The show starts at 7:30, and it is an all-acts welcome show. We have vendors, we have caterers, we have a resident DJ, we have a good time. So if you are free, come party with me. That's right. Hub 17. If you're familiar, Hub 17 is located at 73 Wave Street. Hub 17. All right, buddy, I done stalled. Are you ready? All right, let's make some noise. Yeah.
You got this?
Go straight, proud, do your thing.
You got it.
You got this. Woo!
Come away, death, and inside cypress let me be laid. Fly away, breath, I am slain by a fair cruel maid. By shroud of white, stuck all with you. Oh, prepare it, my part of death, no one so true. Did share it, not a flower sweet. On my black coffin let there be strewn, not a friend greet. my poor corse where my bones shall be thrown. 1,000 sighs to save, lay me aware. Sad true lover, never find my grave to weep there.
All right, everybody. Great job. So I want to thank everyone for coming. Andrew, where you at?
Hey.
Come.
Who's going with the camera?
We want to thank, yes, make some noise for Andrew. We are going to miss you. We are going to miss your spirit. We're going to miss your light, your optimism, just your energy. And I know that wherever you go, that's where you're taking it. And it's always going to be fertile ground where you're stepping. So just go forward. You don't gotta miss us because we're gonna be visiting very soon. You're gonna be like, when are they leaving? That's what you're gonna be telling us. So we just want to send you so much positive energy, so much love and light, and this is an amazing new chapter for you. So we know that it's gonna be really beautiful. So thank you for everyone who participated. Make some noise for yourself. This was such a beautiful event. I've performed in a lot of different venues, but a church has not been one of them. So I'm so grateful that we shared this space together, and you can close us out.
Yeah. I was going to say, everyone on Zoom, everyone on YouTube, just for posterity, we all just lost the game. That's you. That's an inside joke. I would explain it, but it would ruin your lives. I love you all. I can't thank you enough for supporting me. While I do all the crazy things that I do. And I wouldn't be here without you. So thank you so much for everything. And I'm extremely grateful that I got to see you here. It's all the people that mean the most in the place that means the most. So thank you.
That's it. Eat food. Please eat food. Please eat all the food.